joining us from. It's great to have you here. As we just share just a couple of thoughts as we go into this weekend, and the thought we're gonna look at today is the idea of freedom of focus. Now, from a Christian New Church perspective, freedom's kind of the name of the game. That's what God so wants us to be. He wants us to be in freedom, to live in freedom, and you think about that, like we think freedom doing anything we want to do, and it's more than that. It's freedom. It's freedom from anxiety, worries, concerns, anger. All that stuff, and it gives us a freedom to serve on the other side, to serve fully from who we really are. And that's where we always have this freedom to focus. And I'm going to sound really old and fuddy-duddy here for about 2 minutes. So I'm watching some stuff on TV last night, and it's just advertisement after advertisement after advertisement. It's all about sort of self-pampering. How do we pamper ourselves? And that's so much where our focus can get from media and marketing can get so narrowly focused on just what's the next thing I can pamper myself with. Just like, oh, stop. There's not a commercial out there that goes like, look, kids, this is what's going to help you the most is to work really hard at something. Sacrifice, do the hard thing. You don't see advertisements that say that. You have advertisements that talk about, your need to have a sauna and a massage on a cruise ship. There you go. And nothing wrong with that, but that can't be the whole meal. Just cannot be the whole meal. So I want to talk for a minute about this idea of freedom of focus. And a couple of notes I was jotting down yesterday thinking about this this was courtesy of an author. I really enjoyed the way they put it. And they said, you can look at focus one way, like what do we want? What are the things we want? And let's focus on those things we want and acquiring those. And we can also look at going into our day, like what are the things we need? And here I'm thinking more need to do today. And that might be your focus a lot of the time is what do I want? What do I need to do today? And that becomes focus. It's part of life. And that's part of living in this earth, in this body, in this place, in this time. So there are things that we need to do. We need to get them done. That's what we're thinking about. And then there's also these little desires. Again, and a lot of them deal with comfort. A little desire for a little more whatever, a little more money, a little more this, a little more that, fill in the blank. But a desire to take a look at and to think about focusing on it, just allowing a little crack in the door to kind of see it is this desire where we're going to desire an answer to this question. What do we know? See, I want to get the wording right here. What do you know will be good for you? So if you look out on a 5-year, pick whatever, 10-year, 1 year, 1 week, 1 day, what do you know will be good for you? Not what do you just want to have today, what are the various activities you need to do today, but what do you truly know from a spiritual level will be good for you today? And usually those things are because we're meant to walk uphill. That's how we're designed. Usually those things actually are more along the lines of responsibility and really kind of picking something up that may have some weight and heft to it and some challenges to it. And just knowing oh yeah, that's what we got to do. Even though it's hard to kind of get over the hump and get moving on it. We know, for the most part, what is good for us in a 5-year time horizon. So what do you know is good for you in a 5-year time horizon? And what can you do today to just take a little bit of time and focus on that? And it doesn't have to be anything big. It may be signing up for something, signing up for a soup kitchen, signing up for a class. It may be reading for 10 minutes, something little or small. It's not always big, but it's knowing that, oh yeah, in 5 years, that's going to be what's good. I mean, for me today, personally, it's a little silly thing, but I'm been spending a lot of time doing a lot of different work things. And today what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend some time, my son and I are working a side job, kind of fixing up a house. He's doing the work. I'm just doing a little painting here and there. But that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to go down, do a little paint on there. I'm going to go down, just do a little painting today because I don't really want to do it. I would rather pay someone to do it, but I know that that's good for me to good for me. And in 5 years, I'll look back and I'll think oh yeah, that was a different kind of focus for the day. That's helpful. And hopefully you find ones that are even better than that. I mean, that's pretty mundane, but there are ways to do that. And really, so think for today, what's the freedom God's given you to focus today? All right. Of course, there's things you want. Of course, there's things you need to do. And can you crack the door and make a little bit of time, again, for that? What do you know will be good for you in 5 years? Articulate that. Say it out loud. You can text it to me if you want. You can put it in the comments if you want. And then do it. Then actually follow up in action today. It could be all of 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Doesn't always have to be big and long and full day. But just what do you need to do that? and just kind of watch what happens. So I hope that makes sense, friends. And the quote I want to read for you on that, this is talking about desire and why getting that particular desire honed is so important. This is from the book Secrets of Heaven, 3078. Every desire holds within it the whole life we have acquired from infancy up to whatever stage we have reached. In fact, it contains more than that, since it includes all that we have inherited by birth. The desire is the whole person, just as he or she is. So that idea of like, yeah, that becomes like who we really are. And you know those better angels of your nature. You know that deep desire. You know that want that's from a spiritual perspective, not just from a natural one. That desire, knowing again what's going to be good for me when I look at it from 5 years. So that makes sense, friends. And what we're going to do now is we're going to shift our attention, as we always do. We're going to come in for a gentle landing here with a little meditation from the Old Testament, a little prayer, and then a final little blessing. We'll say hi to friends on Facebook. So with that, dear friends, let's get a little breath. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I. Be still and know that. Be still and know. Be still and. Be still. Be. Our Father, who art in the heavens, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, as in heaven, so upon the earth. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you, bring you peace, and bring you home. Amen. All right, dear friends, let's give a little cheery hello to those who might have joined us here on Facebook, and I hope all of you have a really wonderful weekend ahead. I know we certainly have a lot of fun stuff going on with grandkids this weekend, which I really, really like. Teresa, you are welcome, and always great to see you joining us, Teresa. As always, Teresa is on our sermon writing team, and it's just such a gift to so many. That is for sure. So let's flip on over to the New Church Live Facebook page. All right, here we go. Sorry, friends. I do wish that these things kind of clicked around a little faster, but not to be, I guess. All right, let's see if we get some things over here. Come on, Nelly. Let's see if this is gonna. There we go. Marcus, good morning to you, Marcus. Great to see you. So, friends, wishing you all the very best. Freedom of focus this weekend.